Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 251 for December the 6th, 2024. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Pilch.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hi.
Hi. So, yes, no Dave tonight. He has a work due. So thank you, Pilch, for
Works
stepping
Christmas
in. Yeah, works. Yeah. Oh, yep. You'll be photocopying that arse.
Don't know. It looked a bit fancy. I'm not sure they had photocopiers.
No, maybe not. Is obviously it looks at some event due or something like that, right?
Yeah, some conference place or whatever, some hotel room
Some
or something.
corporate nonsense.
I think they 3D print their asses now anyway. Don't have photocopying them anymore.
Ooh, even better. Yeah, so we couldn't. So we had Neil. You had a personal issue last week. Couldn't make the show. So I jumped in and said, "Let's have a week off," because I also knew we could have done it. We could have done the show. I desperately wanted a week off. I'm fucking busy as a bee. And then I knew that if we didn't take last week off, Neil would be back this week, and I wouldn't get my week off. So Dave's the beneficiary of 2 weeks off. I am the beneficiary of 1 week off. If I didn't get my week off, Dave would have only had 1 week off. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but there was a week off available and I jumped at it. That's my amazing story, my TED Talk. Thanks for coming.
That's it. Show's over. See you next week. Maybe.
It was a very welcome break, I will admit.
You were
for me anyway.
Tiring of the pressure of performing.
Always, Neil.
Yeah.
Always. But as is typical around, typical, I work in, a lot of stuff I do is heating, so it's seasonal, and the weather came, so I'm looking outside
heating
my window
and
right
cooling.
now.
I thought you were like cool,
Yeah, heating and cooling. Yeah.
So that doesn't really stop all year round then, surely.
Well, the thing is, right, when you have what we call the shoulder months between the sort of, the summer and the winter, like where it's quite mild or whatever, no one's turning anything on, no one's really panicking
spring
about anything.
And autumn?
Yeah, we call them shoulder months because they can vary.
Why would you call them spring and autumn? That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course. And and now we have the cold snap. Everything's gone crazy, so that's good in a way. Busy week though, but that's all right. It's good to be busy. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, you got stories that we're going to come on to in a bit. We'll just carry on normal, right?
We don't normally do that bit now, but I don't think.
It's
been a couple of weeks since I've done on the show, but
I've forgotten how to do the show.
We've got listener stuff first on the show notes. Kind of just assume that's the order it goes in. Can't really remember.
No, we got Fantasy League there first.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh, we're not going to miss that out. Can we just give that a...
I
tried, but Fraser must have had a good week. Fraser must have had a good week if he's after a fucking fancy football chat.
Well,
let's have a look at that.
Good is a relative term, I think.
Good compared to recent weeks.
Yes, very much so. Then I had an excellent week compared to recent weeks.
Well, it's been 2 game weeks since we last spoke, I believe, because there was weekend last weekend, and then in the middle of the week we had another full load of fixtures. So we've had a busy week.
Yes.
There might have even been 3. I can't really remember since we actually spoke because of the way because it's a Friday.
Yeah, because we didn't do the week before. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, things have changed. We have a new leader at the top. It's that man, Luciano.
Is it me?
It's definitely not you.
Is it? No, he's not leader now, is he?
He is. He is.
Oh, he's back after all the points got added.
Oh, because after the subs and everything.
Down. Yeah, he dropped down to second, but he's back up to first.
No. You want to what? There's another page to look at that gives you like a good live update. It includes the bonuses, predicted bonuses before you see it on the actual official page.
Oh.
So Luciano has been at the top for a couple of weeks now. He's on 898 points, which sounds like a lot. He's 100 and something thousand in the world.
Really?
140,000. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And Nathan's not that far behind in 892, but he might get booted out of the league because we never hear from him. And then our friend David Kinsit.
Kinsit!
He's third.
Good.
876, and there's little bit of a gap there into fourth. 842 to Lewis. Too many Yanks up this top end of the table.
I know, it's all gone. Well, it's...
When I say too many, I mean there's two.
Dripping with Yanks up there.
Yeah, exactly. But that was horrible. A couple of words next to each other there. Could have been something else, but there we go. So I had a particularly shit last game week. The average was 58. I got 55. That was probably, I'm a bit high standard to me. If I don't at least get average, then I'm pretty miserable.
Well, I said the same thing, but I've got used to not getting average, so I'm pretty much over it now. I've learned to deal with it.
I took a -4 last week, and I'd done my change to brought in Cole Palmer because I've been suffering there, and I finally got around to bringing him back in because I had him. I brought him in on my wild card in about week 3, and then shortly after that, I got rid of him, and I brought in Mo Salah. I was looking back through my team week history, and then sometime after that, I got rid of Mo Salah.
Yeah, well, because he had a dip.
I was like, what the fuck was I thinking?
No, I did the same thing. I had Salah in there. I don't think I had him in straight away, but then I had him in, and he hit a form. He had a very brief blip of form, I think, at the start, and then it dropped off again.
He's had 2 weeks out of the 13 that he hasn't scored points.
I know. Bonkers, bizarrely, though. Those are like the 2 weeks where I just was like, oh, he's not... I have royally fucked this season so badly.
Yeah. Well, I just look at mine now and go, I don't think it matters what I do. I don't see how I can catch up because I've done it. I've got rid of Haaland. I've brought in Salah. So sorry, everyone who's been riding the Salah train. Your fun's over because I've brought him in. Haaland, get him in now. It's bound to score a fucking hat-trick this weekend.
Well, I could have said the same thing because I got rid of Haaland last week and I brought in Saka.
You cursed me last week.
Why?
Because you captained João Pedro like I did. And
yeah,
he did
I noticed
fuck
that. Oh, well.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. I mean, I it's unreal, right? I sold Haaland because I've held Haaland now for ages without him returning.
You're just thinking, this is the week. This is the week he's gonna do it.
And I finally just cracked. I was like, this is ridiculous. And you know what it is? It's because holding Haaland, it's like having a pair of handcuffs on because he ties up so much of your money. And so I sold him last week. Oh my God. It's like I feel like I've been released from a prison. I've got money in the bank. I can have whoever I want, just within I can't quite I could maybe get Salah, but I'd have to get rid of Palmer to buy Salah or take a hit. Take a load of hits.
Now I've taken a couple. I took a -4 again this week, as I did midweek. But I've now got in my midfield Salah, Palmer, Saka, Bruno Fernandes, and then Morgan Rogers as my cheap one. And I've got everyone plays in my squad, unless they're suspended like they were last week. But the -4 in the midweek was to bring in fucking Fabianski of West Ham. And he fucking conceded within about 2 minutes or something. I was like, for fuck's sake.
What was that, against Leicester?
Yeah. I was like, Leicester.
He's still got 2 points though, because I've got him on the bench.
Yeah.
It
could have been worse, but he got 4 saves or something. Like fucking Leicester one, was it 3-1 or something? It's like, my God, West Ham shit.
Well, I thought I was doing absolute dog shit, but I've just looked at my score and I got 81 points somehow.
Yeah, last week you did really well.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, where are you on the table?
Maybe you should not look at your team all the time.
So I've captained Salah. He got 36 points, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Watkins got 12. So that's where my points come from.
Nice.
But I'm not. Oh, no, I'm gonna. Okay, so I've changed tack slightly. I'm about 15th or 16th in the league.
Are you going to try now?
And I'm not.
You're 17th. So you're 17th in the league, all right? Trying to claw in that extra one. I'm 15 to 16.
You just scraped above. You just scraped above Dave this week. So
mate, you can't pop my bubble, man. I am riding on a cloud. So I've passed Dave and Defoe.
I didn't realise you were that far down. That's insane.
I know.
The last about 6 weeks, I've give up on the league, but I'm looking to see who I get in the head-to-head, and I'm selecting my teams in accordance, and I've rocketed up to 10th place now. So
in the head-to-head league.
Oh, you're concentrating
yes,
on the
so
head-to-head.
that's what I'm. Yes, so I look to see who we've got, who I'm playing against, and then I change my team according to their team, and it
I'm-
seems to be working at the moment.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
look at you,
So-
Ron Manager over here.
Next thing, next season, Pilch is there, top of the league. But I lost by a fucking single point in the head-to-head this week, and I
Did you?
lost right to fucking. Don't take this the wrong way, Tim. Fucking Tim Bradstock, who's been bottom of the fucking league.
Tim, how could you?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, the first, I was like, whatever. Middle of the game week, I was like, it's totally shit. My week's gone to shit. Don't believe this. First night, I was on like 2 points for Fabianski. I looked at Crazy Cupcakes, Tim's team. He's got a fucking is it Mark Gay? He's got, and then he's got, who scored? He had Mateta or something. He got like 14 points from the Palace game. I was like, fucking hell. Of all the weeks that I play him, he's had an absolute blinder. And then he got to, I think it was like the Wednesday night, he was on 55, and I was like, okay, he's got no one left. Or Solanke, he had 50 odd, and Solanke was left to play. And I was like, I had 4 players left. I was like, come on Thursday nights. And I got to 55 points. And he was on 52, sorry, at the end of the week. And I was like, yes, I've done it. And then I went, oh shit, I'm on -4, which takes me to 51. So I was like, no!
Unlucky.
But yeah, hey ho.
Yeah, I'm doing
That's
crap
what you
in
do.
that league.
And
I
the other league.
I think I was second at one point. I'm down. I'm 21st now.
Was that when there was no game weeks?
Oh man, brutal this
You're
year.
playing average this week in the cup.
Am I?
Praise. Yeah, Fraser is.
But honestly, now I feel honestly
Trouble.
I'm up for this. Now I've got rid of that tall, lanky, blonde, useless piece of crap up front. I'm ready for it now.
You know he's banging in a hat-trick this weekend.
I know. Well, you know what? I don't know if I do, because like I took him out and still thought, oh, well, it's going to come, but he didn't.
Well,
He still did. People are
City
keeping him
have been
quiet.
absolutely awful. City have been terrible. It's
Spurs have
absolutely
knocked
shocking.
8 goals past them, and we can't beat Ipswich, we can't beat Palace, we can't beat Bournemouth,
No one
we
can beat
can't
Bournemouth,
beat
so that's
Fulham.
fine.
But we've scored 8 goals against City. So there
Yeah.
you go. What can you say?
It seems to be one of the years of bogey teams feature more than they ever have before. People are getting the yips or something. I don't know what's going on. Keepers, is it me or are keepers this year utter dog shit?
Clean sheets have been hard to
Yeah.
come by the last 2 years because
I
they
get
did that
that.
thing like where you've got. It was beginning of the last season where all of a sudden games were going on for like 110 minutes or something stupid because they were adding on so much time.
Yeah.
It's not quite as
But
bad this year.
It just seems like the keepers, something happened to the keepers in the last year where they all decided that they could do fancy shit, right?
Yeah,
and
that's the way
play the
everyone wants
ball
to
out.
play.
All I ever
Well, that's
seem
it,
to be seeing is errors from these keepers passing it out to the wrong person and fucking up.
You know
It's
what
really
this is? This is the danger of the stats people getting involved in football too much, because the statistics tell you that you're more likely to score a goal when you bring the other team towards you at the back and they create loads of space behind them. And then if you can get through the initial press quickly, then like this is particularly works against Man City because they are really aggressive. They're fucking way up. They do like a Tottenham thing. Everyone up to the halfway line. If you break through quickly, you've got the entire of their half to basically run through and score a goal. Assuming you get that right.
And when did this defender takes a goal kick and passes it across the goal to the keeper?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What is
That's
this all about? All of a
to
sudden?
bring the forwards up, isn't it? To bring everyone up.
Yeah, but
Is that still
I
again
know,
to
but-
draw everyone in?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, again, that's just like the amount of
It's
defenders who are
ridiculous.
making terribly, like you just know they're risky. Like you know you would get chewed out by your manager if you were playing it.
Oh, if you were
else.
playing the 90s, this would definitely be frowned upon.
Oh,
in a
you
massive
get
way.
fucking smashed, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The striker would just come in and
It's just come
fucking
and clatter the
absolutely annihilate
defender
you.
and then knock him over and then just take the ball off him and
Yeah.
then put it in the back of the net. Like,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Exactly.
Mm.
None of that shit here, sunshine.
None of that tippy-tappy
Anyway.
football nonsense.
Yeah.
All right.
But
And we
yeah.
got more football. I mean, it's been a clout of football. It's been fun. More football
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Merseyside
who's the mighty-
derby. kick off to the weekend.
Oh,
this
the
week.
last one at
Although,
Goodison Park.
My son tells me it might get postponed because the weather's so fucking bad. It's going to be like 100-mile-per-hour winds or something stupid.
Oh yeah, Plymouth Argyle got cancelled.
Plymouth, though.
Plymouth, come on, Plymouth.
That is
I
a
don't
long
know.
way from Liverpool, as far as I know.
It's on the right side.
It's the left side, really, isn't it? If you're looking.
Oh, well, it's the west side, isn't it?
Anyway,
All right. Is that enough football?
I think we did a lot of talking about football, not really talking much about the fantasy football. But
It doesn't matter. All right, let's move on to some listener stuff then. Thank you, Neil. MS Ranger says, evening Seals, how good are you at hard games? I'm totally useless. Just as I beat a boss or level, I think I've cracked it. Get around the corner to find something a little harder, and I just can't get past that level. At times, that can be on games I've set to easy. Like us all, I have a large backlog, and nothing worse than putting an old game on only for it to load and see I'm at a stage that I just can't get past. No wonder I have so many unfinished games. I think the first example that jumps into my mind to answer this is that Prince of Persia, the new Prince of Persia game. That really bugged me because I got
did you
it.
play that?
Yeah, I got it,
Yeah,
and I
maybe
played it
played
on normal, figuring, no worries, I'll go through it.
Oh, I've not pressed a button. Sorry, I'm a bit slack here. I'm a bit
That's
out
all
of
right.
practice.
That's all right, mate. It happens sometimes.
Did I have 1 week off? For Christ's
Well, it's 2
You be
weeks.
nice. You be nice.
sake.
Yeah, anyway, so I was playing Prince of Persia. I just fucking couldn't. I was just getting the shit kicked out of me. And it really made me think. I was like, hang on a second. Am I shit now at games or something? And I think maybe we are, and we just don't realize it.
Well, I don't think I'm shit at all games. I definitely have times when I'm playing shit. But then,
Yeah.
you know,
There is that.
as long as you
Real up
learn
and down.
from your shitness and improve, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's definitely sometimes, though, you just say, I just can't fucking do this. I'm not doing this. I'm not putting myself through this anymore.
You're the king of hard games, aren't you? In our little
And compared to
nerdy
you,
group. Yeah. Well, I would say that, I would say hard games, if you play something like Hunt, that's a hard game, right? It's hard to win. Really hard to win.
we've won a fair few games.
Well, we have put in thousands of hours as well. So you
I
would
haven't.
expect you're not far off.
I haven't hit the 1,000 yet.
Not yet.
No.
But I don't know.
Might do by the end of the year.
I just can't be bothered anymore. I've still got the time.
Call
I've
of
got more
Duty.
time. Hang on. Games, when I get to a point and I can't do it any further, I just think, oh, God, that's it, I'm done. I just can't. I've got all the time in the world, but I just cannot be fucking bothered anymore.
Yeah.
I think the thing is we don't have all the time in the world, and I think as we're getting older, you sort of realize time is too. Yeah, but you're still going to have more of an appreciation that your time is important, not to be wasting on fucking 3 hours of trying to kill a boss, right? And getting annoyed by it, right? That's the other thing.
Annoyed at how shit you are at it, as much as anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's, I've played a lot of them supposedly hard games, like the Dark Souls and that. Finished all of them, apart from 2. That was a bit dull.
Yeah, I know. You're MLG.
I don't know about
Pro.
that. I don't know what that stands for in my case. I'm sure we'll come up with something.
Gaming.
Yeah. But it's just perseverance as much as anything.
I don't mind a challenge. Look, hey, I don't mind a challenge. What I do hate is wasted time. Like if I what's worse than spending, if I feel like it's a good challenge and I'm really enjoying fighting that boss and I want to put the time in to beat him,
that's
great,
the key.
No problem. That seems to be what you have with Dark Souls.
Yeah. I think they're mechanically, those games, they just give you that little carrot. It's hard, but you see that health bar coming down of theirs, and like sometimes it's really small, and you're like, bollocks, I nearly had them that time. They just give you that carrot to let you keep going.
You just know you're gaining a little bit. As long as you know you're gaining a little bit of ground. So, yeah, I feel your pain, Mark. Thanks for Oh, that's all we have for listener stuff.
Yeah. Well, was. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who listens for not giving us anything on Twitter for the last 2 weeks. Because I logged in earlier, no notifications. I was like, I'm not posting anything on there anymore. But great, no one's bothered to respond or send anything on Twitter. So that means I never have to look at it ever again now. Thanks very much, everyone. So it's
Nice.
Blue Sky or Discord only from now on. Or emails,
Oh,
obviously.
I'm on Blue Sky now.
Yeah, I saw
Nice.
that. We followed the wrong Ian
I just wanted
Williams. I
to
don't know
grab
if
your
you noticed that. I followed the
we
wrong
did?
Ian Williams.
Nice.
I was following this guy called Ian Williams on Blue Sky, and he was posting all this weird stuff. I was like, this doesn't seem like the Ian Williams we know from the community. He's been around a while. It was all like loads of stuff. I was like, I didn't think he was American. And yeah, it turns out the thing I used to find all my followers from Twitter on Blue Sky, it matches people's names, but it might not be the same one that you're actually following.
Right.
So you need to be a bit careful when you look at it. I was like, this is the wrong one.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
rid of it.
Due diligence, people.
Rid of him. He says he likes games.
Yeah, that's what made me think, oh, maybe it is him. And then I was just like constant posts about American stuff. I was like, and teaching.
He's thinking, I've got a lot of fucking friends all of a sudden. This is
Exactly.
good.
So anyway,
All right.
Blue Sky, love it.
Okay.
Don't post anything on there really, but there we go.
No, I haven't even visited it yet, but there we go.
I can give you the
but-
keys.
Nah, you're all right. But let's move on to what we've been doing. Not going on to Blue Sky is what I've been doing. I don't have anything in there. Seems odd that I wouldn't have anything for 2 weeks. But I will let Neil go first, or Pilch. Neil, do you want to go first? Pilch, you got any?
Shall we get it
what
out of
kind
the way?
questions
I'll
do
tell you why I haven't been here last week. My boy's been very, very ill.
Yes,
Uh,
unfortunately.
So we've been in the hospitals and stuff. He's never made it to like intensive care or anything like that. So touch wood, we're all right. It's been pretty stressful. So he's been in there for like 5 nights or whatever. So my wife was staying there overnight. She's fucking knackered all the time. And he came home Monday. But now it's like every 6 hours he has to have a medicine. And then every 5 hours he has to have another medicine.
Right.
But that hopefully finishes. Well, one of them finishes tomorrow, and the other one finishes in a few days' time. So hopefully from there on, he's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been pretty shite. He basically has eczema normally, and when he scratched it a bit too much, he got infected. Because with this, there's a bacteria that you have on your skin basically all the time.
Right.
But he'd scratched it so much it caused this infection with this bacteria, and then he got another infection on top of that, so it was pretty poorly.
Oh man, poor kid.
Yeah. So it was a pretty rough week.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
mate.
he's a little bit down still, honestly, about the whole thing. But
Yeah.
physically, get him a lot better. He's a lot better than he was. I mean, literally a few days ago, it looked awful, and
Right.
now it looks loads better. But
So
still
he is
not-
on the mend.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Good.
Fingers crossed. All sorted.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you hear it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
nothing
well.
quite like that.
Thoughts and prayers from the community, Neil.
Yeah, thanks. Mostly thoughts, hopefully.
Yeah.
Although the guy,
Yeah.
security guard on Sunday, said he was going to pray for my boy. I was like, that's very nice of you. You may, if he gets better, maybe I'll start believing. But so I don't know.
Well-
Maybe I have to start believing now.
Well, yeah. I mean, that can turn people, right? I know a friend of mine, a guy I know. He had his child was very sick, and he tried all avenues, and in the end, his wife saw a Christian thing on television, and said, do this and say a prayer, whatever, and they did it, and the child got better,
Yeah.
and they became born again Christians, right?
Yeah,
So-
I ain't at that stage yet.
Okay,
He was a Muslim, to be fair, so
right. Well, I could be a born again Muslim then. I don't know.
Well,
Why not?
I wouldn't be a. Don't you have to
You
have been
could
one
be-
before to be born again? guess.
I don't know. No, because born again Christians aren't. Well,
don't know.
what, are you challenging the term born again? Then?
Well, it sounds a bit wrong. If you've never were one in the first place, maybe you just became a Christian for the first time,
Yeah,
rather
I
than were
really-
born again.
I'm not sure. It's a good rabbit hole to go down,
Not really.
but
Rabbi hole.
rabbit hole. He's here not every week, but
When he is here,
Have you got a map,
he
Neil?
delivers. I might know. I don't really know which way you're supposed to face either. Honestly, I know where
To
you're supposed
Mecca?
to face to. Yeah, but I don't know where that is
well,
in terms of which direction to face.
it's that way.
It's always that way.
So we never got an update on your car then, did we?
Yeah, so
That has to come.
I ordered 2 new front tyres. I jacked the car up. Do you know what I found out though? Cars that don't come with a spare wheel don't give you a fucking jack either, do they? So I had to go and buy a
No.
fucking jack.
Oh, jeez.
So I was there ready on Saturday to jack my car up, opened the
Why
boot.
don't you just lift it?
It's like, right, I know I do a lot of weights lifting at work, but I'm
Just
not
get some wood, lift the car up,
Okay.
dump it back down on the wood,
All right.
job done.
I assume you do that with your Jag.
Well, what car is it?
And the Range Rover. It's only a
Is
Fiesta.
it your
He
Fiesta?
has to do that because
Come
his
on, the-
jacking points are probably rotted away on the Jag.
Let me
I should
just tell
think.
you, with my cars, I made sure I bought a very good jack.
Have you got one
I've
of
got
them?
a proper one. No,
A
well,
levery
it's
one.
got a big handle on it. You know, that
Oh, it's got to
you
lift a
wheel
lot
it,
of weight.
you
innit?
wheel it in place, and then you give it a
Have
go.
you got one to do the fucking Range Rover? Because that must be a hefty. Like it
one
needs,
I've
needs to be up full length before it even hits the bottom of the Range
No,
Rover.
it doesn't. It doesn't, mate. Because when you get into the Range Rover, you press the button and you raise it, then you put your wood underneath, and then you press the button and you lower it, and you're off the ground.
Well, that's worth all of the stress of having a Range Rover that might break down at any point.
Well, just think about the jack savings.
Yeah, that 20 quid.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to look at my wheel as much as I could at home. I was like, looks okay to me. So I ordered my new tyres. They came on the Wednesday. And I said, it clonked a pothole. So this one, can you just have a look at it before you try fitting the wheel, basically? So he was like, yeah, it's a little bit of a knock on it, but it's fine. I was like, good. And it's been fine. Touch wood.
So was the tyre pooched?
The tyre
then?
was properly fucked.
Did you tell me it got bubbles on it? Did you tell me?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think I told you that. Yeah, I pumped it up and it held a bit of pressure, but when I looked a bit closer, I was like, that's definitely not right, because there was a big fucking bulge on the side of the tyre. Oh, and there was another one. So yeah. Right. But thankfully the rim itself was fine and it has held. Good. And it only cost me 200 fucking quid for 2 new tyres.
Yeah, that's all right.
But yeah, they did come to my house and do it. And then
what a life you've lived.
The Qashqai's been in for major.
Not the QQ.
The QQ was due a big piece of maintenance, so we got it done. Timing belt's done.
Oh yeah.
So don't know if it's in my head. It does feel a little bit nicer to drive. I don't know. Is that just in my head? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure I've ever had a car that I've had a belt timing chain.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done it before. It's a belt on the Qashqai, which is weird because the chain's usually a diesel thing.
We had a Qashqai. And yeah, 5 years.
5 years or 60,000. 60K, yeah.
Yeah, we had ours done when it was 5 years old. But then, so I spent £1,000 on it, doing the bits and pieces that you need to do for a 5-year-old car, because we've never had a 5-year-old car. That's the longest we've ever had a car.
You never. So
I said, gonna spend £1,000 on it. You've got to keep it. If I spend another £1,000 on it, you've got to keep it for at least another year. Otherwise, it's not worth bloody doing it. And then 3 months later, she chopped it in. That was a grand.
My question was though, like, did you notice a difference in the car when you had the timing chain?
It runs smoother because obviously the belt doesn't jiggle jaggle about as much. Yeah. So it's just tighter. The engine's smooth. So when you put your foot down, the engine don't shift quite so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a bit smoother, a little bit more responsive, but
not 1.5 diesel at the end of the day. So
yeah, we only had what one did we have? Because they keep fucking changing them, don't they? Yeah, as was a diesel, 1.5 diesel as well.
It's quite pokey for a little engine for a fairly large car. So
well, Lisa's got a Duke at the moment.
Yeah.
She bought it last year, new Duke, and that's only got a 1 litre in it, 3-cylinder.
That sounds mad, doesn't it?
It's still a big up. Yeah, they're all turbo, aren't they? They have to be.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit rough. Like, it's not quite refined. There's a little bit of vibration in it when you're revving it a lot, but generally just pootling around, which is what most people do. It's fine. It's got a little turbo on it that keeps it spinning. It's good enough.
Yeah. Hmm.
Just going to the train station and back is what she uses it for.
It didn't cost me £1,000 to get my timing belt done. Just saying.
No, we had other bits done as well.
Yeah,
We'd
well,
had it serviced.
Yeah, to be
We
fair.
got it done at Nissan, and
Oh yeah, that's why it cost a load of money.
yeah.
Did I tell you about? I got my sat nav. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
I got my SD card
Oh
from
yeah,
the
yeah,
sat nav. Yeah. I ordered my dodgy
Yeah, yeah.
SD card off of.
Here we
eBay.
go. Come on then.
It worked. It's
Wait
fine.
for it. All right.
Yeah, you
What,
told
you
us
ended
that,
up
didn't you?
I
in?
can't remember.
You ended up in Yangwang or somewhere, did you?
The other day,
Head-
it did have a mayor the other day. It still hasn't sorted out the fucking weirdness of the actual electronics in it. Like the other day, it was like it was like, why is that telling me that I'm driving in Luton when I'm nearly home in Leighton Buzzard? And then it just turned itself off and rebooted. I was like, oh, okay. It was obviously having a complete fit about
Right.
something. It does that every now and again. It just goes, fuck this, I'm fucked, something's wrong, and just turns itself off and turns itself on
You
again.
could just try reinstalling it again.
It's like
it might
it's had
not
too
have...
many beers. I don't know. No, it's not that. It does. It's been doing that for ages. It's just every
it?
now and again it'll
Oh,
go,
okay.
what the fuck? Like when the radio starts playing up, and all of a sudden it'll just
Yeah,
reboot the
that's
system.
it's running off the same. It runs off the same signal as DAB and all that, doesn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
fucking, that is absolutely terrible, isn't it? Bring back FM for Christ's sake.
yeah.
That
Well,
fucking DAB audio is absolutely piss poor.
I don't
around
know
here.
what it's like.
Terrible.
When I switch to medium wave, it sounds fucking terrible in the cash card.
Oh yeah, that's because it's
Like,
old
what have you done
fashioned.
to the? No, but like no, but I got medium wave in my Fiesta, and yeah, it sounds like medium wave, but it doesn't just constantly crackle like it does in the cash card. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this? It's like it's not got the choke in the aerial bit to like remove all of the fucking
That's because
noise.
the rest of your car is medium wave.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. Anyway, but medium wave is basically useless on the Qashqai, but it's fine on my Fiesta because it doesn't have DAB in
Why are
the
you
Fiesta.
listening to what? Oh, I was going to say, what the fuck are you doing listening to it anyway?
It's 5 Live for the footy.
Yeah.
You get that on DAB. You get that on
Not when you ain't got DAB.
digital radio.
But if I thought, it was the
that's what I
DAB,
mean.
what signal just kept dropping on for certain radio stations, and I thought it might have been the DAB
It does.
being a shit signal, but I think it's just the car. It's fucking shit in terms of that part of it. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that anymore. But yeah, it was 500 odd quid to get my timing belt done. 3 hours labour. 3 hours labour was 200 odd quid.
3 hours ain't bad, is it?
Yeah.
For a timing chain.
It's a
I would've
belt.
thought that
Stop
sounds quite
calling it a
good to me.
chain. It's a belt.
Well,
It's a belt.
same thing.
What did
Belt.
we
Not
have?
really.
Oh, I know.
I had the rear discs and pads done and a couple of other bits at the same time. That's why it was that
Yeah.
much. But
We had a little service done before, which was a couple of like 300 quid or whatever. So yeah, it was getting on a bit. And I need to get the aircon looked at. I said to the guy, might have to wait till January, mate.
how old? Only 5 years old.
No, it's fucking like 10
Surely-
years old. My one is.
Oh, we're back on Fiesta. It's got
No,
aircon.
The
has it?
Qashqai is 10 years old. It's a 64.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh Christ.
We've had it 5 years, which is why it needed timing
Oh,
belt.
okay. Right.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yep.
Actually, are they? No.
All
All right.
seem to
Anything
last
else?
quite well, touch wood, these days. My Fiesta's a 2009.
Yeah,
It's
that's
done
good.
60,000 miles.
Yeah, that's a good age. There's no reason cars can't last. You just could look after them.
After a certain point in time, cars were basically all right. It doesn't matter what brand it was, they were basically all okay. But before a certain point, there was definitely a lot of shit cars.
And now they're getting shit again.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right. Anything else on cars? Anything else, Neil? No more on cars.
Well, no, not really. Nothing's been happening.
Ilch, you got anything you've been doing, getting up to?
Okay, so I shall lighten the mood a little bit. I lost my little dog 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's. I think you
yeah.
did. We did know, and it was just we didn't
She
say
was
it
on,
before.
yeah.
but-
Yeah, I think when last time I come on, I think
It would
was
just
Friday
happen, I
and we had
think,
to
and we
let-
didn't talk about it.
I think, yeah, So,
So-
so that's that.
Yeah, so very sorry about that, mate. Obviously gutted.
Yeah, getting over it, but is what it is. I think it's worse this time because when we lost the last one a couple of years ago, we still had a dog in the house,
Mhm.
Right.
and now we've got no dog at all. So you just come home and fucking place is empty. It's terrible. But anyway,
Yeah.
What have I been doing? Oh, I've made some purchases. 2 purchases
Ooh.
to talk about.
Mm.
I think we can see
Um,
one.
oh, right, okay.
I
So
forgot. I've got a
when I
purchase
bought,
as well. I forgot about that.
will you go first and finish your story, and then we'll.
No, no, no.
What's your
You were going. You were
purchase?
going.
Okay.
I just need to
Right.
remember.
So when I bought the Series X, I also bought a headset, Corsair headset. Um, and so that has been 4 years, I think it's been out. But about 6 months ago, they're wireless, so they're battery. About 6 months ago, the battery packed up. But if you plugged them in, they're not play and charge. But if you plugged them in, they would just put enough charge in the battery to be able to turn it on and constantly just keep it powered. So I plugged them into the mains and just used them, still wireless, obviously, but they were being powered by electricity. But a couple of days ago, the bloody things died completely. It wouldn't even hold enough battery just to turn them on. So I needed a new headset because I can't play without a headset. I have to have a headset. Um, so the Corsair ones were proprietary connection, like your controllers and that. So they didn't work on anything else. That only worked on the Xbox. Um,
Right.
but at the time, that was the best way of doing it because Bluetooth wasn't great even 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But things have moved on since then. So there aren't many companies that use the proprietary Wi-Fi. So I bought a set of Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3s.
Ooh.
Um, they are, well, they were 200 quid, but it's Black Friday, so I got them
Oh.
for 130, which is
Ooh. Must be
not bad.
nice,
Right,
eh?
here's the thing with them. So they connect to anything via a dongle. So you plug a dongle in USB, and then that's how it
That's how I
talks
work.
to the thing. Right. It comes with 2 dongles.
I only
One
come with
is
one.
just one is just for Xbox. So you plug it in the Xbox in the USB, and it connects to that like it would do the old, like if it was a controller. So it's running off their protocol.
Right.
Then you get another little dongle that you can plug into anything else. So your PC or your MacBook or whatever's will run a USB headset.
That work on PS5 as well, then, you say?
Right. If you want, they do a PS5 version, which is basically 2 normal USBs instead of the Xbox one. So you plug it into your PC, plug it into your PS5. They're both plugged in all the time, and you press one button on the side of the headset, and it automatically goes to the other dongle.
I
So
like
you
that.
don't have to keep
Fancy.
unplugging things, plugging them in, buggering about. But it's also got Bluetooth, so you can connect to any Bluetooth device at the same time. So you can have your phone connected to it,
Yeah. I
and
think those have become quite popular now in the last year,
yeah.
right?
So I could have it. You can have it plugged into your PC, plug into your console, and connected to your phone, and it runs together all the same.
So people can
Pretty
phone you in the
clever.
middle of a game of Call of Duty.
Yeah, and it's
Great.
got 2 completely separate controls on each side. So one side does Bluetooth and one side handles the rest of it. And it's got all voice chat wheels, and
Yeah.
you can change the chat mixer and everything that you can on PC or Xbox.
Fancy.
But if someone rings you, or you can connect it to your telly and blah blah blah. So
Cool.
I think it's bloody brilliant.
Nice.
It's better than they're better than the Corsair ones, but they're like 4 years more
You know,
advanced.
it's the Pilch seal of approval when he goes, "It's bloody brilliant." That's the one. That's the killer. That's the kicker.
The only thing that annoyed me was when I got the Corsair ones, you got a code for Dolby Atmos
Oh, right.
Oh
because
yeah,
you have to pay for the license.
on
Um,
Xbox
yeah,
or
or Windows 10,
ah,
Xbox and Windows 10. You can have up to 10 devices off of one license. The problem is they it was it was included with the Corsairs. So I thought, oh, I'll buy these headset and I'll be able to use the
You're hot
Dolby
micing.
for that.
Yeah,
Is that? Oh yes, you, Neil. That's not me.
What's that?
you're hot micing. Not now.
He's doing something. He's doing something
He
there, isn't he?
wasn't
Because his
doing anything.
mic's
I
open.
don't know what happened.
It's gone now.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought, oh, I just connect these up. I've got the license. Because any headset can be Dolby because it's not. It's done. It's the software that does it, not the actual headset. So if you've got a stereo headset, any headset can be Dolby Atmos.
Right.
But because I got a free license with the Corsair headset, it didn't. As soon as I disconnected those and connected these ones, it didn't fucking recognise that it had a license. So I
Ooh.
had to pay for the license. It was 14 quid,
What?
but
Lifetime?
it's forever. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
not
now
too bad.
it's not, and it's not just this headset now. Any
You got a
headset that
proper
I
one.
connect to it has, yeah. So that was another expense that I wasn't expecting. But
Mm.
anyway, but they are very good. And I can still hear people coming up the stairs while I'm camping now, which is excellent.
Nice.
Block all of the real sounds out of like normal life, because that's what we really need.
They are not noise cancelling, but they're so
Yeah, stuck to
Yeah,
your
you
head.
don't need
enclosed.
noise
Yeah.
cancelling when they're close
No,
back, right?
no. Yeah. Yeah, my Corsairs were open face or whatever they call them, and
Open
you could
back,
hear
yeah,
all
they
the
call
noise.
them.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could hear all the noise coming in. You could have a conversation with someone in the other bloody room, which is annoying. But these are really good. They're not cheap, but I worked out I'd probably use that other set for about 5,000-6,000 hours. So,
Yeah,
and the battery on these lasts 80 hours on a charge.
that's
So
not
that's
bad.
a good week. That's a good week of COD. That is.
You want to make sure they don't get below 50, is it 15%, and only up to 80% to make sure the battery lasts as long as
Yeah,
possible.
well,
Something like
I've
that.
got a new 16 Pro Max iPhone, and I've
Oh,
set that to only charge to 90%.
yeah.
Because it's supposed to make the battery last longer. But I'll have a new one in 2 years' time. It don't really matter, does it? But anyway, so
Makes you feel
that
better.
was that. I bought a Shark carpet cleaner.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
It's in the box. I haven't used it yet. So next time I
Well,
come,
save
I'll be
that
able
for
to
next
tell you
time.
all about my lovely clean carpets.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had a suction device discussion.
Mm.
Like that.
We've mainly bought it because we got some throws over the sofas downstairs in the family room, and now we haven't got a dog. Lisa wanted to take the throws off, and obviously, dogs have been sitting on there chewing bones and eating bloody God knows what
Yeah.
for the
Oh
last
yeah.
6 years, and they're not as clean underneath as we thought they were going to be. So she thought we'll get a carpet cleaner and we can do the upholstery and that as well. So,
Mhm.
but so I got a headset for me for Christmas, and she's got a carpet cleaner.
Lucky girl.
Yeah. What have I done? Oh, I went to a show in London last 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
In Soho.
An
The
exhibition
Mrs.
or
and
like a theatre type show?
theatre,
Oh,
dear,
nice.
theatre.
All right, lovely.
Right. It's called A Christmas Carol-ish.
Okay.
So I can never remember this guy's name. The bloke who was the manager, not Ted Lasso, but the Asian guy who
Yeah.
was in Ted Lasso. He's he's written it and sort of stars in it. And
Right.
it's about a Christmas Carol. But it's instead of Scrooge, it's Father Christmas. There's only 4 people on the stage. There's Rudolph, 2 elves, and Father Christmas. And basically, he's had enough Christmas Eve. He don't want to do it no more.
It's going on strike.
And then, yeah, and then all the usual Christmas Carol Scrooge story plays out to persuade him back to do Christmas. But it's really funny. It's absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, and I don't really go to many. Lisa goes to loads and Daisy, but I don't go to many sort of theatre shows and that, but that was really good.
Any songs? Was it a musical or is it?
Yeah, a bit of both.
Bit of
More, it's
both.
quite a very, yeah, it's very. He's constantly talking to the actors as if they are still like rehearsing and stuff, and he's talking to the audience as well, saying, "Oh, I don't think that's going too well," and all this sort of thing. It's a lot of interacting. It was really good, very funny. Car news.
Ooh.
I need a new car.
Do you need one?
Well, I've done 1,000 miles in the little car I've
Wow.
had for 2 years, so I need another one. But I've had loads. I've just been having like coupes and hot hatches and stuff. So now I want something a bit more sensible, a bit more luxurious. So I've got a sensible-ish option and a not quite so sensible option.
Is there
So
not
the
quite so
first one,
sensible one a Range Rover?
Discovery Sport.
So basically, yeah.
There you
I want
go.
to get I want a Discovery Sport.
I wanted a Discovery
Mm. The
one
normal
day.
the normal Discovery is a bit too big, but the Sport is a little bit more compact.
Right.
So it's either one of them. So I've got to get about a 2019 one. So it's going to be 5 years
Oh,
old,
it'll need a lot of work doing.
He's now going to start slumming it in old car land.
or I get a BMW X3 and I can get like an X3 like 40i or something for about
40?
So the X3s, that's that little mini. It's so boring. Oh
A
my
4 litre?
god!
no,
All anyone's
yeah,
gonna do is be like, "Oh, so you borrowed your wife's car." Don't do it, man.
yeah, it'll have to be the M40i.
That's
Yeah.
insane, though. That's going to be insane.
But
Really? Would you buy an M like that? Is that a proper M? But it's not a proper M.
Well, it
though,
ain't a
is it?
fucking 3 Series M, is it?
well, it's
But
got
No.
400 and something horsepower.
yeah,
So
it'll be rubbish,
Yeah,
but
I
you
would
wouldn't
be.
want to throw it around a corner.
yeah. No.
No.
So that's me 2 options. And I don't know whether to go for something a bit older.
I'm
but
not
I'm gonna have
sure
to put
either of
some
those are particularly sensible, honestly.
It's more sensible than the roller skate, as my wife calls it,
Well, yeah.
that she won't go out in.
That doesn't cost anywhere near the same amount of money as one of those motherfuckers that you're talking about. So
About 28,000 it'll
yeah.
be. Mm.
That's a lot for what?
For
For
a
a disco
2000,
2019
5-year-old.
disc.
It's only
yeah,
5 years
disco?
old, mate.
it's only 5 years old, mate.
I don't know.
Only
They're
5
probably
years
like
I
old.
fucking
guess.
90 grand brand new, aren't they? Or something insane.
I guess. I
Mm.
don't know. I never buy them that young.
No. You get to the 5 grand stage before you'll buy it.
I've always had a thing
See,
for older. And anything
see,
older, I've always had a thing for.
See, my worry is that I'm buying an old car.
It's not old, is it? 5 years
Well,
is
it's
when all of the
compared to
shit
what,
hopefully has been found out about it.
Yeah, well,
and not
you
done and sold on.
look, you can't win. You can think these things through to death, right? You just gotta buy it. Buy it and get on with it. If you buy you're gonna have stuff to do to it. Of course you are. If you buy a higher value, older car, some things are gonna be better made on it, and
But,
we'll be
well,
fine. Some things are gonna be more expensive when they break.
I
I mean,
know
it's just.
if I buy the Rangy, I've got to have 5 grand set aside.
Is it the
to
Rangy or is it Discovery?
Discovery Sport, not the Range Rover Sport.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit smaller. I actually want a Defender, but they're horrendous. They're 50 grand even for a
Really?
4-year-old one. The new
Yeah, you just
Defender.
you need to
I
wait another
fucking love
5
them.
years for Defenders, I think.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to be able to buy a 10-year-old car. It's not going to happen. But I love them. A brand new one would be nice, but a couple more
Of
years when I
course.
retire, maybe.
Hmm.
I think that's about me done. Yeah. Are you talking about things you've watched? Is that
Oh, that's
next?
probably
Or
well, yeah, no, thanks for saying that because I'm trying to think here that I haven't really done anything, but watching's good. We started Jackal, Day
Yeah.
of the Jackal. We watched the first couple of
I
those,
think we're
or
about
2 or
halfway
3.
through. We're about to
It's
episode 5.
it's okay. It's typical MI6 cat and mouse stuff that
It's
the British
nothing
do
like
so
the
well.
original, is it?
I don't think. I mean, it's a long time since the original.
I mean,
it's nearly half a century.
Yes, and this is modern days, and they're not assassinating the French president anytime soon, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. No.
So-
no.
They haven't got one, have they? He's just
No, it's
resigned.
Prime
or
Minister.
sacked
Prime
him.
Minister, they ain't got it. at the
Oh, is
minute.
it?
So that's okay. We also started, God knows why, The Man Inside on Netflix, which is
What the hell is that?
Ted Danson's. Ted Danson's a retired widower, and he doesn't really know how to spend his time. And then there's these people need someone on the inside of a nursing of an old retirement home or whatever to try and find someone who's stealing all this
I'm
stuff.
surprised my wife hasn't already binge watched this whole thing.
Mate, I'm telling you, like, it's funny because it's one of those things. I watch it and I just go, "Why on earth am I like the?" It's really odd, but it's like the points between the good points are just horrendous. But Ted Danson, he is all right, and he does
he?
nail it. I mean,
How old
yeah,
is he
he
now?
is.
He must be
He's
really
old.
knocking on a bit now.
He's got to be 70, right?
I thought he'd be a bit
But-
more than that now.
and
Mate,
it- and
Cheers
it's-
was in
and-
the 80s.
Look, it's yeah. Look, massive gaps in it. Hey, look, it doesn't deserve any more airtime. It's not great, but it does hit the mark. But it did make me laugh on a couple of points. I don't know, like the first day he goes in there, he ends up getting. He's like his remit is to go in there and lay low, but he can't do it because he's really sociable. So he ends up having a massive drinking session. Everyone gets fucking hammered. They're like, "Did you lay low?" And he's like, "Well, not quite." Like everybody knows who he is. So I don't know. It just tickled me. It tickled me. What more can I say? I need it.
It's light entertainment. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's fast food, right? So
there's
that's okay.
another new English spy thing, isn't there? I don't know. It's called Fast Donkeys or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a 2-word thing. There's a new MI6 thing, I think. But I haven't watched. It's got Keira Knightley in, I think. Is it Keira Knightley? So yeah.
Oh, that's worth watching.
What's
for that?
So yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but I saw someone talking about that on the Sky.
We've been watching Silo.
Oh yeah, I haven't started that yet.
Okay, so
are you season 1 still? Or are you on season 2?
2.
What about
I'm
you?
on 2.
Right, okay. I ain't started season 2 yet.
No spoilers. I watched season 1, got to the end, and thought, is this going to be another Lost where fuck all's going to happen for 7 seasons and they're just going to be making up any old shit to carry it on? I binged it. But I just try. I would normally wait till they come out and I just fucking watch it all. But at the end, when what happened, I thought, oh, okay, perhaps there is going to be something more to this. So I started watching season 2. I didn't know how long it had already been on. Didn't know how far they were, but I thought, oh, there must be 5, 6 episodes in. So I watched the first one and I thought, oh, this is a bit more interesting. And then I thought, watch the second one. Okay. Watch the third one. Right, yeah, I'm watching it. Bollocks. Can't watch anymore.
That's it. One
No,
a week, mate.
gotta wait.
Fourth one's on tonight.
But you're on board.
I want to fucking watch it. I want to watch it. Yeah, because
okay.
the bits that are going on with the woman,
The new
I think.
thing. Yeah.
I think
that looks more interesting.
To be fair, I've changed my opinion on what was going on originally as well with the people that are in charge and what they was letting people know or what they were controlling.
Right.
Because now we know what they're trying to stop. And she's realised what has happened. And she needs to try and stop it as well.
Right.
So
it's
I think
it's all right.
Yeah, it's all coming along. So yeah, it's a lot better now this has happened. I think it gives you a little bit more, oh, okay, that's why all that's going on over there, sort of thing. So from the first one. So I'm glad I stuck with it because it's definitely seemed, because I looked on, I thought, oh, look, there's about 8 frigging books. And I'm thinking, oh, here we go.
Oh, is there?
How many years am I going to be watching this fucking shit?
Where are you,
yeah,
Neil? Are you
I haven't started
series?
season 2. I haven't started season 2.
Oh,
I
okay.
think my Apple TV runs out in 2 days.
Well, you better get your arse in gear then. You've got 4 hours of it to watch.
Yeah. Well, I bought a new Apple product in the last week.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Holy
right.
smokes.
You get 3 months free. Come
No,
on.
you don't get fucking Apple TV.
Well,
though,
wait a
do
second. What
you?
did you buy an iPad?
Yes, we did buy an iPad because the boy was in hospital largely,
Ah,
Oh,
and it
okay.
was like watching everything on a phone was getting quite tiresome.
of course.
So we bought an iPad. We just got the
Which
normal
iPad?
2022 iPad, not an Air or anything fancy, just an
Yeah,
iPad.
they're still good. They're
Yeah.
about 350
It was
quid. That's
we got it for
not a lot of
$290.
money
It's only
for.
the
Oh, there you
64
go.
gig, but it was on the
That's all he needs.
Black Friday. Well, I thought that, and then I looked at my phone, which is 128 gig, and it says I've only got 63 gigabyte free, and I was like, how the fuck have I only got 63 gigabytes free on my phone? I don't do anything on my phone. But yeah, so things
I
just take up a lot of
seriously
space,
can.
apparently.
I haven't had an iPad since the original HD one, which was about 3, because I had a MacBook and I thought, oh, I
Yeah.
don't really need an iPad. But when I was thinking about getting a new phone, I seriously considered getting just a little normal phone and a cheap iPad.
Yeah.
But in the end, I just went for a fuck off massive phone because that is almost as good as
How big is your
an
phone?
iPad. It's
It's only a 6-inch,
7
isn't it?
point, no,
It's
6.9.
not a fucking phone at that point, is it?
It's quite big.
That doesn't look that big.
Doesn't look that big.
It's a little bit big.
He's got
It's
big
a little bit
hands.
bigger than it's a little bit bigger than the previous one, but it's got a bigger screen because the bezels are a lot
Yeah.
smaller.
Uh,
So, but I mean, it's a lot of fucking money. It's 1,200 quid for a phone.
It's insane.
Jesus, I need to come and work for Tesco. Holy smokes. Fucking iPads and timing belts and holy my word.
Oh,
Must be
planning.
nice.
Planning your
It's called
finances.
Tesco. The
But
Tesco gold mine.
I don't have to buy an iPad
I
because
didn't
that
have
is
to buy an iPad, honestly,
perfectly
but
fine.
we did.
No, but what I mean is I really wanted I couldn't look the little phone I had. I'm getting old. I'm 50. I'm nearly
Too small.
53. I can't. Yeah, it's too fucking small. So I thought I've either got to get a
When you
little
get
phone
old, you
and
get
not
bigger pockets, don't you?
get a little phone and not use it. Just literally use it as a phone and check my emails. Because I watch a lot of stuff on
That's because
my
when you
phone.
work, you don't really work.
No,
Might as well
I don't.
buy
I
an
watch the
iPad for
football.
work. Stick an
I watch.
iPad there.
Well, that was what. Shall I get an iPad and just use that for work, or should I just get a big phone? So I got a big phone. But
Is that your first iPad, Neil?
We had my aunt's old iPad, which I think was an iPad 2. And after a certain, I mean, it's fucking ancient now, that thing, obviously. And after a certain point, it was just useless. Didn't do anything.
we've got 3 minis here that are just fucking coasters. They don't do fuck all anymore.
I've got a couple of
I
iPods like that.
I think I have a mini. The only thing I can do is like internet radio, which I used it for ages, but I've only replaced it now with an older iPhone because it's smaller on the desk. But
So I did
It was
claim
only.
one of the vouchers
Oh
that you
god.
get with your iPad.
Mm.
Apple Arcade.
Oh,
for
Game
3
Butt.
months.
Ooh. Oh, you play Balatro on that?
I did play
Excellent.
a bit of Balatro on that.
Oh, there you go.
did you teach your son how to play Balatro?
No, we haven't got to that yet. But maybe we'll talk about that in the video game section.
All right. Well, let's. Is there anything else? Because we should move on to what we've been playing.
Only other thing I've been watching is Vinny's Farm, whatever the
Oh,
fuck they call that. Which
Vinny in the
was-
country or something, isn't it?
yeah, it's all
Which
right.
Vinny?
It's nothing.
Vinny Jones.
Vinny Jones.
Oh fuck.
It's Clarkson with Vinny Jones, basically.
Sounds better already.
It's all right, but it's just Vinny Jones.
He's all
Got a
right,
big
apparently.
farm and
He's quite a sound geezer.
yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen his
It's
TV
not
show.
great.
Someone I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it was my mum and dad. They know someone who's met him, and he was actually pretty sound.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
it.
sorry,
That's
I didn't
all
do
I've
that
got.
bit.
You unmuted a little bit early there. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Trying to organize my dog getting. I'm trying to organize my dog not getting fed a second time. I know he's been fed. He came up licking his chops, and he's not bothering me, so he's definitely been fed. But not 100% sure. And this is where he fools you,
Get
right?
the
And then
socks out. Give him some
and then he goes,
socks.
and then he full hobbit and gets his second breakfast. He'll eat it too. Fucker. All right, let's move on then to what we've been playing. I can't see Pilch's games. How many games you got, Pilch?
Well,
Oh my god. He's
I've
winding
got
me up.
11.
Are you serious?
How many of
I've
you
got 11
are going to
games.
say this one
Mm.
shit? I didn't play it for more than 5
This
All
years.
is
right.
not going to take long.
Yeah,
It's not going
no.
to take long, honestly. I'll run
Neil,
through the games
Neil's
I've
got a
played.
good few number here
Come on then.
too. So
Well, a
If
lot of
they're
mine are
Game
very
Pass
short ones
games,
as well.
right?
okay. Well,
So
look, you
I'll
guys got
chip in.
You guys work
Right.
it and hammer it back and forth. Come on.
You go through your Game Pass games, and I'll chip in.
Right, okay. I've played 2 Game Pass games. I don't know if you'll have played either of them. One of them I played a fair bit of, and I've stopped playing, and that is 9 Souls. Have you played 9
Yep,
Souls?
got that on my list.
Right, okay. How long did you play that for?
I've got the times written down of how long I played these games.
Brilliant.
6 minutes.
Oh, I definitely played more than 6 minutes. So, why did you stop playing after 6 minutes?
Because someone said, "Do you want to come on the show tonight?" And I
Oh, was
thought,
it?
all I played is Call of Duty.
Seriously? So you will be going back to it?
No, I've uninstalled it already.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a very
Fair enough.
nice looking game. Beautiful game.
hmm
2D. What do we call it? It's like platform and combat. I don't know. It's not a bit Metroidvania, but I don't know if it's really Metroidvania. Just unlocking new skills, massive skill tree. I don't know if there's much. Oh, there's definitely been a lot of running back and forth in the same areas because basically I'm like, where was that guy I wanted to see?
Looks like Hollow Knight.
A little bit, but more colourful.
Yeah.
A lot more colourful than Hollow Knight. It is really, really good, but it's fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one of those, like Hollow Knight, inspired by the Dark Souls, that you have a spendable resource, and if you die, you have to make it back to your dead body to reclaim your resources, which you can use to like buy shit in the shop. It's not the same as Souls where you use them to level up. There's no leveling up of your character in that way, but there is a big skill tree. The more, I don't know how it works. Every so often you just gain a skill point that you can spend on a skill tree.
Buffs and stuff, right?
Yeah, that just like improves, or a couple of things add to your abilities, add new abilities, or improve the ones you've already got. And some abilities you will gain as the story progresses. But yeah, it real nice looking, good. I don't know if it's like Chinese. It's all in English and subtitles, and there's a bit of English talking. But when people like say their name, it definitely sounds a bit Chinese. I assume it's based on some sort of mythology or something like that, but like twisted. Basically, there's like these 10 souls who are like guardians of something or other, and you are one of those guys. And there's 9 others, obviously, I think you might have to beat during the game to do something. Save the world.
How much of this have you played?
I played a good few hours.
Okay.
Hours?
Right. No, that's all right. You have to check these things because he might just keep rambling on about it. And you find out he's only
I
played
did play for quite a long time. And this was my game I was playing a fair bit of. And then I lost about 3,000 things. And I was like, right, I got back to him. Like I had 3,000 of my spending, my coins.
Oh, right.
And I got all the way back. It's quite a bit at the area that I'm in. I was like, well, that's enough to buy a good few upgrades, a few bits and bobs. Like you got all these different things you can buy. Like there's always one of these, like a trinkets that add to your things, and then you might need to unlock an extra slot. You can add an extra trinket on and all that sort of shit. That's where you spend all your resources on.
Right.
And yeah, so I got it back the first time, and then I fucking died. There's a big boss. There was not like a mini boss guy. He was like near where I died. He killed me. I was like, you bastard, because I nearly fucking killed him. And then when I went back, the third time I think I had to go back because he kept killing me. He killed me before I got my stuff back, and I was like, I haven't played it since. Just like I cried. I think basically I was like, fuck this. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to that. because that's a lot of. I was saving up, and I was trekking around the fucking map trying to find the guy, the shopkeeper guy. I couldn't fucking find him. I was like, I can't remember where the fuck he is, and I should have just searched it because I would have saved myself dying and losing all of that shit probably. Because I probably just was a screen to the left or the right of where I needed to be to fucking get to this guy. But yeah, I haven't really played it since because I just really sulked after that. But
Nice.
the combat's good because you have a parry. It's fairly easy. And then, like I say, you can buy these talismans to extend your parry and stuff like that. But he does this like Mr. Miyagi, like chopping like kung fu style to like do the blocks, and then you unlock
Chopping
other
kung fu
abilities.
stuff.
Yeah, chopping kung fu block style. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Perfect description. I could have passed English.
Mr. Miyagi, just for the listeners, was a character in a film in the 80s.
I think he's might have been in one in the 90s or 2000s as well. He was a bit older.
Is he?
How did Mr. Miyagi relax?
I don't know.
Here we go. Wait,
Wax
wait.
off.
Why am I laughing? That's not good. Is that the standard
Great.
of
Well,
what's that TV show that you're watching? Anyway.
What's your next
sorry,
one
I
then?
just can't help thinking of Mr. Miyagi whacking off now.
Whacking off? What are you talking about? He takes the wax
Yeah,
off, puts the
yeah,
wax on,
okay.
relaxes by
I
wax
don't know
off.
what you were thinking. I thought it was whacking off. I don't know. Anyway,
All right.
so yeah, for the time being, 9 Souls is a good game. Quite hard. Combat's good, but it's quite easy to fucking get died. So
And it's on Game Pass.
it is.
That's good because it's about $40 on Steam.
Really? Wow.
Oh, that's a lot of money. Christ.
But that's no discount.
It was on sale, obviously, last week, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does look very nice. Ashen is my other Game Pass game that I played.
Why does that
Oh,
ring a
no.
bell?
Guess what type of game this is?
Dark Souls.
It's
Souls-like.
sort of Souls-like a game, yeah. I've played this for about an hour.
This game is cheap on Steam, which probably
it?
tells you everything you need to know.
It's been out for a long time, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's been on Game Pass for a good month or so. At
Yeah,
least.
I know. I've heard of this game before. It's been
It's
out
all right.
since been
It's
out
all
for
right.
5 years.
Mm.
A bit more like sort of featureless people in the 3D model. It's 3D third person, like say, pretty sort of traditional Dark Souls type view thing. But yeah, the people are sort of featureless in the faces and things like that. So it's fairly basic in the 3D models of the people and stuff. But it was all right, but it didn't really grab me the way that the 9 Souls had. But since I fucking had a bit of a hissy fit and with 9 Souls, I might go back and start playing a bit more Ashen because it was all right what I played of it. It was better than it was more. I found it more enjoyable than the one that recently came to Game Pass, Flintlock. I didn't like that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was
That
a
was
sort
with
of
a rabbit or something.
there was a flying
was
fox
it?
type of thing, wasn't it? It was like a god, and it was just a bit fucking boring. Basically, the story was not doing it for me. But what I played of Ashen, I felt that was a little bit better. But yeah, I didn't. Like I say, I played a bit of it, and I went, this is all right. But I really want to play this other one, and that's where I got to with those. I finished a game like previous week. Finished Mouthwashing, which I'd played about half an hour of the last time we spoke on the show.
How long did it take to finish?
About 3 hours. It's quite short. Maybe 3.5 hours. It's definitely worth playing. It's a lot of. It makes you think about stuff. I can't really talk about it too much without going into big spoilers for it. Really.
You're about to say something like, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, a bit. It's worth playing, and yeah, you need to experience it really, because it's just it's a very short experience really in terms of a game. Like I say, less than 4 hours. And it's all about. Well, it does. I mean, there was things that happened I initially thought what I initially thought was happening when I first played the first half an hour. Later on, it was like, oh, okay, so that wasn't actually happening. So there's a lot of weird shit that happens, and it sort of references like some really bad shit that's happened in the game in between some of the characters, and you're like, oh, okay. So yeah, the first half an hour doesn't really give much away, other than it's like, what the fuck is going on? This is all very odd. And yeah, that continues, but there's a whole thing going on between some of the characters, and that reveals itself as the game continues and finishes. And you're like, well, that certainly was a thing. So, and it wasn't really what I expected. So, at that point of view, it's worth playing because it was like, oh, okay. That wasn't really what I thought it was going. But things reveal themselves, like I say, sort of the last hour or so. You're like, oh.
Where are you playing that?
I bought it on Steam because I'd heard people talking about how good it was. And like I said, it's definitely worth a play if you're want something a bit different that might make you think about things.
I don't want to think about anything.
Well, there you go. Not for you. It's not for Pilch either. But some people might like it.
He's not for you. We already know this. Do not even install it. Ever.
And then all I've got left to talk about is some iPad games. And the main thing I started playing this week. So if anyone else would like to take over for a bit, I'm going to grab a drink.
Sure.
Okay. I'll run you through some games, and I'll give you a quick little synopsis of them as I'm going through it. This is not going to take long.
Oh, I love it when
Now-
you review games by Pilch because I know we're just going to steam through it. You won't even give it the time of day if it's shit. I love it.
I've come to the conclusion there's nothing new anymore.
Neil's more pure journalist. You know that, right?
We've done all this before. Everything
He's
on
trying to
this list
do-
I've played before.
Really?
So, well, not played before, but there's something
Something that's called
older,
something
better.
different.
Right. So, this is my list. Here we go. Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled.
That old
That sounds shit. It's like a shit
and
Mario.
old.
Well, okay. It's a shit Mario Kart. I thought I'd played it. I've got no achievements or game time for it. That doesn't mean to say I haven't played it on a 360 or something fucking previously. So I installed it, did one race, thought this is just a shit Mario Kart. I've got Mario Kart. I'll play that.
Yeah.
Uninstalled. Next game.
I love it.
Overthrown. On
Never heard
Game
of
Pass.
it.
That's new, is it? Is that-
Okay. It's brand new.
This is
It
the
might
game
even be a-
preview. This is an early access,
Yes.
effectively. Yeah, I
I
saw this
think it
today.
is. It tells you that it's shit. I believe there was 42 pages of text to read before you
Really?
agreed to play it.
God.
It's a poor man's Minecraft. Just fucking play Minecraft. Next. We've got Mech Warriors
Ooh.
5
Clans.
Clans.
Yeah, I played this.
Have you ever played a game called Titanfall?
It's definitely not Titanfall.
Well, the start of it was.
No, it was way worse.
Well, I was getting to that. Just fucking play Titanfall. Next
I
game.
thought Mech Warrior, because Mech Warrior was being played by some of the guys in our
They're
Discord.
playing the old Mech Warrior Online, I seen them playing, which is about fucking 10 years old.
Right.
This is not this. Mech Warrior, I played a bit. I don't know if did I talk about it? It's like the acting is incredibly bad. I was like,
It's horrendous.
what the fuck is this?
It looks horrendous. It plays horrendous. Just play Titanfall.
It's
Next.
not Titanfall. It's nothing like Titanfall.
Alien Dark Descent.
Okay.
I got as far as the loading screen,
This decline these options.
and then I realised it was some sort of top-down, turn-based looking
XCOM.
game.
Aliens XCOM.
Turned it off. Next game,
Hang on a second. Can I
Drift.
just ask you can you do me a favor and just tell me the games you've talked about, because I don't have them listed. I gotta write them
Oh
down.
God, I've crossed them out now. Overthrown.
Overthrown. Thank you.
I mean,
Is it
you
worth
don't
putting
have to
these on
name
the
them.
fucking outline?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
absolutely. I'm
literally-
gonna fill the whole thing out.
Make it sound like we've fucking talked about loads of cool shit. Or not cool shit.
CTR Nitro Fueled.
Oh fucking yeah! Crash Team Racing.
Yeah.
That was it, wasn't it?
For Crash Team Racing.
Yeah. Alien Dark Descent.
Got
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Thank you.
We've got. Oh, Neil's got something souls or whatever that was called.
9
Yeah,
Souls.
done 9 souls.
9 souls, right? What else have I talked about so far? Overthrown,
Yeah, you've said that 3 times now.
Mech Warriors.
Oh yeah, Mech
Oh
Warrior.
yeah,
Right, that's it.
Warrior.
Right, okay. So that's what I've talked about so far. Next game, Drift CE.
Is this a
I
game
think
preview job? Or is this?
it's on Game Pass. I believe it's out.
Mm.
I think Dave might have talked about this. Do you remember him talking about a game where he had a car in a garage and had to put parts in it? I'm pretty sure it was Dave. It sounds like a Dave type game.
Yeah,
Right,
I
this
definitely
game is
talked about a demo of that Pacific Drive, which you had to fix your car up.
right. Well, this game, you get a car, an MX-5.
Mm.
So I chose career mode. I did a little bit of quick play first, and I was in a big Mustang. I'm just driving around the track, drifting, having
Is
a
it
good old
like
time.
a Forza style video, or is it like Super Sprint
It's
or something?
oh no, yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be, like a Super Sprint or one of the retro rally game and
Yeah.
that sort of thing, but it's not. It's proper nice cars on a 3D track. So I thought, okay, I've had a little bit of fun. Let's start a bit of the game. You get a car, you're in a garage, there's a car sitting there, there's parts missing, like the engine's not there, steering wheel, gear stick, a couple of other bits of car.
Like
You
a
have to
Williams
buy
after
parts.
FP1.
You have to. Right, hang on, because
That
I've
was a
got.
joke for the F1 fans there.
Okay, just had to cough. So you have to buy parts. You have to walk over to the car, look into the engine bay, see there's not an engine, buy car parts. There's a whole list of different engines, different prices. You have to put the engine in the car. You have to put a steering wheel on the car. You have to put a handbrake on the car. You have to put some other bits on the car. You've got to buy all these things. You build the car. You put it on a ramp. It goes up on the ramp. You have to put some more bits on the car. And then the idea is you take it out and you drift it. I didn't get to the drifting. I deleted the
I'm
game.
surprised you got as far as you did.
Right, the next 3, my final 3.
I wholeheartedly endorse this product and or service that Pilch is selling.
Right, Flight Simulator 24.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, I played the previous one, like
And what
everybody else.
did you think of the previous one?
Well, I flew round, saw my house, flew round my brother's house, went through places around Canada that I've been to and like to see, went
And
through
then
around London, and then deleted it.
that's
So I
what we
thought,
are.
You do the same again.
so I thought, right, hang on, no. I did exactly the same again, and I deleted it. Next game. Have I mentioned Metal Slug Tactics yet?
No, you haven't.
Somebody
Okay.
did, didn't they?
We've talked about it briefly the other week.
Okay. Mario and Rabbids is a better game. Just play that.
Oh, okay.
Somebody else was talking about Metal
There-
Slug Tactics.
there
Was
was
it Veteran Gamers or something?
Yeah.
Somebody went out as tactics games go. It wasn't.
It's a good tactics
Anyway,
game if you like tactics game.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. Stalker 2. I should like this first-person shooter. This is my kind of game, isn't it?
No.
Is it?
Oh my god, it looks fucking horrendous. It looks like a 360 game.
Really?
It's bad. It's really bad.
I downloaded it, but I ain't started it yet.
Yeah, I played it for 10 minutes. It's all dark. You have to go through these little tunnels. And
Then you
there's things
die.
jump out at you. and you die a lot. You fucking die a lot.
What happens when you die?
You go back to the last restart point.
So are they fairly near where you die largely, or is it like, oh shit, now I've got like 2 hours before?
I wouldn't know. I only played it for 10 minutes. Next. Last game. Here we go. EA Sports WRC.
Mhm.
Right. I've fucking played this before. I'm convinced I've played this before. But again, I've got no stats for it, no achievements, no nothing. When I loaded it up, it said, oh, this is WRC 23. Do you want to buy the DLC for 24? So I'm thinking this is a fucking old game from last year that they've just brought out
I
and
bought
want you to buy.
24 when it came out.
Right? How long ago?
This
When
year.
was that?
This year.
Okay.
It was called 24.
Okay.
I liked it, but there was a point where it broke and it lost all my progress. But that was a long time ago. So I'm hoping, because I assume this is an EA game. I assume it's hit EA Access.
Yes, it's come on Access, so it's probably 6 months old-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer. So I reckon I might have
played. Which one
played
is this? WRC what?
24. EA Sports WRC.
It's just called WRC. It's not got a number.
Oh, is it?
23 is the game you could play that I've installed, and 24 was a DLC upgrade.
I've got.
But you might have just
I've
bought
got EA
24.
Sports WRC is what I've got.
It says EA Sports WRC, also known as EA WRC or simply WRC. Who cares?
Right. Most of these games, I think, are quite brutal. But I did play this one. I did 2 or 3 rallies. To be fair, in one of them, I did literally hit the end of a fucking Armco barrier and literally destroy my car in seconds. But
that's rallying.
It's other than that, I was managing to keep up with sort of mid-table times. So I think I'm gonna might stick with this one.
I think this is a. I think it's good because there was definitely a few issues when it came out, like a bit of performance, usual PC bullshit. But the actual rallying, whenever all the shaders have fucking sorted themselves out, it's just like a bit of a throwback to like Colin McRae in those days. If you liked Colin McRae, this is that, but modern.
It's a one-trick pony. It's not like a V Rally or a.
It's proper rallying.
Sort of
it's got the proper WRC.
Yeah,
it's a proper rally game.
Yeah. So if you've
got a steering wheel, it will be awesome. I can assure you.
I can't have fucking steering wheel.
You could have bought one with fucking Black Friday, mate. What else are you going to do all week?
Play Call of Duty. My last game, I've been playing Call of Duty.
Fuck off. Don't believe it.
I'm just about to hit Prestige level 3.
Is that all?
I would have done it tonight. Well, I haven't played for a week because I've been ill. But it's I'm going to say it again. It's the best COD for years. It is unbelievable. It is so good. So good. And it was free.
Sort of.
And that is the right. So I'm going to say this again as well. Game Pass is fucking shit. I'm sorry. It's absolute garbage. Apart from, I got Call of Duty for free, which is 70 quid. And it's different for people that are paying on PC because their Game Pass is about 7 quid. Because you don't have to have Ultimate. But if you've got a console, you have to have Ultimate if you want to play online. So for me to say, oh, I won't have Ultimate, I'll just buy Call of Duty, don't work.
Well, you'd be basically paying the same.
No, because
I've still got to pay 9 quid.
You know what else you get to do?
For basic,
With Ultimate,
just to be able to play online.
with Ultimate, in 3 days' time, you get to play Indiana Jones.
I know. I've already installed it. I'm ready to go.
It'd be worth a pop in for the old Game Pass Ultimate over Christmas. That might be a nice little purchase, just to have it for a month.
Maybe get
But
a
there's
3 months.
literally. So it's
So,
1, 2, 3.
They're going to make me buy 3 months.
I don't know if you. Well, you can do. I'm paid up until January 26 with my freebie codes.
Yeah.
My whoring the Microsoft rewards.
So I've just listed the last 10 games that have come on Game Pass, missing out a couple that really obviously I'm not even going to waste my time to install, and I would not have bought one of those games. I wouldn't buy
But you
one.
played them.
But
You
I've
played
played.
about 10 of them.
So I haven't got any value out of Game Pass apart from I'm playing Call of Duty for free.
I was thinking about buying that 9 Souls. I have to admit, that was one I was like, I had my eye on that game. That looks really good. And then it came to Game Pass. I was like, oh, cool. Now I get to play it without buying it. And then it's really hard. There's been some good, like Sifu. You haven't played Sifu, have you?
No, I'd like to play that.
That is a fucking good game. It is hard.
Is that on Game Pass?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. It's on fucking PS Plus. It's on everything. It was probably been free on Epic as well. I don't know. But that is a bloody good game. But it is quite tough. But it's really good.
Well, shall I segue from there? Because I would like to get Game Pass, but what worries me about I've made a mistake. All right, I've made a terrible mistake. And from a point of love within my heart, I have promised my son I will finish Silent Hill 2, and it is a terrible mistake. And it's not so much that I don't think I can finish it, it's just I really don't want to finish it. I have no desire to go pick up that controller and play any more of that game. But I'm trying to be disciplined here. I don't think I put any time in last weekend, so that's not good. But I'm trying to be disciplined here. Like in the morning when no one's around, just to sit down, no distractions, nobody trying to play Hunt or anything like that, and just put a couple of hours in. And I think if I just keep squeaking in the couple of hours here and a couple of hours there, I'll get her done. But I have played more. I'm in the apartment block now for whoever knows the game. I never played it back in the day, so I have no idea. And I'm slowly making progress, but I'm at a point. Like I think I did fire it up last weekend, but I am constantly playing this game with a massive red flashing border around my screen because I search everywhere for health kits, and as soon as I find, I say health kits, you can get syringes or you can get some sort of tonic or something like that, and tonic fills you up maybe a third of the way and a syringe fills you up the whole way, right? And I cannot find any syringes, and all I keep finding is these little shitty bottles of tonic, and they give me back a little bit of my health, and then I turn a corner and something slaps me in the head and takes my health away again. I cannot run around that place healthy. It's driving me bonkers. That being said, it is a challenge. I like it. It's not so bad. We're back to the challenge thing again. It's not easy, but I reckon it's Resident Evil-y levels, right? You know, if you just take your time. It's a little bit frustrating that I can't. I've reached one point where this is what's happened, right? I'm low on health, and I need to breach this room where there are 2 bad guys in it. And as soon as I get in there, the only way into the room is through like a crack in the wall. So you can't use the door as cover. Like you're either in or you're out. So as soon as you go to the crack in the wall and press X to go through it, you go through it, and then the guys are on you like fucking whatever, right? And if you don't, and I'm not dropping them straight away, and so I'm getting killed. So that's winding me up. I know I can do it. I just gotta do it. I just don't want to do it. That's the problem. But I did promise my son I'd finish. So I have made some progress. I believe I saw the iconic character guy or whatever with his Pyramid Head. Is that who? Yeah, that's who it is.
They call him. That's his name.
Yeah, I guess.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
I don't think that's his first name.
Like I say, I never played the old one. Not that it really matters, because if you go back to original Silent Hill 2, you're back to PS1 era, right? PS1? Where it looks like, I think it was 1.
Yeah. It was foggy for a reason back in the day.
Yeah, and it would have looked like jank and whatever. I mean, sure, it was a good experience back then, but this is undoubtedly nothing like that. Built, I guess, built from the ground up, really. Yeah, it's
People
really
seem to
good. You
love
just,
it.
you have. Sorry.
People who loved it love it. They're just like,
Yeah, I think it surprised me actually. I really didn't think it was going to be any good. It is okay. I'm glad a sort of part of me is glad I've made the commitment because I need something to push
otherwise
me
you'd
to
have
play
just
it.
binned it off. By
I
now,
would have
obviously.
fucked it off ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep at that, and hopefully have some more news next week and some progress. I've got one more. I might as well talk about it while I'm here. We're not going to talk about Hunt. I don't think
I
there's
haven't
anything really
played
to cover on
Hunt
Hunt.
for about
No,
2 weeks. It feels like.
Hunt doesn't work when you're not having a great week, right?
No,
It's
it's definitely. I was
not.
like, I don't want to play Hunt.
I know, and I didn't want to play much this week either, so that's okay. And we've got a new. Oh well, actually, what we have got coming up in Hunt, we have a new season
events.
coming, all sponsored by Post Malone of all
Mm.
people. I don't really know anything about him. He's a country singer apparently. I didn't realize that.
Is he?
I don't know. Isn't he?
I don't think he's really country. I don't know much about him, but I think he's maybe he does some country, but mixes it with some modern stuff.
Ooh,
Maybe.
how eclectic. Yeah. Anyway, so we've got that coming up.
Genre. Arnie's in the chat. He's a young person. He knows what he's talking about. He says he does a few
though?
genres. Well, he knows more than we do.
Yeah, he probably does.
Mm.
Anyway, so that's coming up.
I feel like he did something with Avicii or some bullshit, something like that. He's been on with one of those.
I don't even know what that is. So.
Well, Avicii's not around anymore, so it probably wasn't him. But something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so I did say that had I been playing Rise of the Golden Idol? Had I played it yet?
We haven't talked about it.
Oh.
Well, the last show I spoke about it because I'd finished it, I think. It feels like a long time ago. And we discovered after the last show that it was on Netflix games.
Yeah. And then, okay, so I did download it from Netflix. I had a little bit of a weird thing where for some reason it was promoting the old game. It wasn't the new game. It disappeared off the page for me. But anyway, that's by the by. So I downloaded it. We weren't too sure. You were a little bit suspect about how it would be on an iPad. Actually, you could go find out, couldn't you?
Good now. I wouldn't play it on my phone. There's no way the screen's big enough on my phone.
I'm playing it through Netflix. But did I say I'm playing it through Netflix games?
I think we just talked about that.
Yeah. So
literally just said that.
Yeah, sorry. I just making sure I didn't gloss over
Probably
that.
Less than a minute beforehand.
Whatever. Yeah, so it's all right. It's not so bad.
Not so bad. It's good. It's a good little puzzler.
No. I mean, in terms of the of being able to use it, and because what your concerns of it being on the iPad was a lot of text to read and all that sort of stuff.
When you get
whatever, but
later in the game, there's you get a lot of pop-up windows, and you have to be like swiping and swiping them probably with the iPad because you need this one up to solve the puzzle, and then you need another one up to look at some bits and bobs from the puzzle. And this, like, sometimes I had like 3 or 4 that I was like constantly clicking on and off to flick between. Even it's like I say, on a big monitor in front of me, it was like, well, I need to see the one there, so I had to move a load of shit out of the way to see the one because some of them only pop up in a certain place on the screen, so you'd have to move all the other ones out of the way to be able to see the one you wanted and stuff like that. So be prepared for that later on in the game.
I'm not okay. All right, I'm not there yet. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to get there. So I loaded it up, and I've done probably 2 or 3 scenarios. I think maybe more. Like I did.
There's 5 chapters, if I recall, and each chapter. I think
done
you
2
get
chapters.
more. Some of the ones I've got, like towards the end, you get more stuff.
It's difficult to remember because it's sort of like very different scenarios within each chapter, sort of, right? But I did the one on the building site. I did the one with the. Well, that's all connected, is it, right?
Yeah, so all of it's connected. The whole thing is all connected.
I guess, So then I did the one with the press conference, and I've done the one with the woman cleaning up her garden and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. That one took me ages to finish.
There's definitely a couple of times I was like, right, I'm like this close to getting it right, and I'm like, I can't fucking work out what I've done wrong.
Yeah,
But
but the iPad does lend itself well to that. You know, you just drag with your finger, drag and
Hmm.
drop the words into the expressions that you need to fill in or whatever it
yeah, I
is.
bet it works well. We bought a pencil
Yeah.
for the iPad as well.
Oh, fancy schmancy.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that would be good for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. You know, you have to work at it.
You
It's
have to
not.
be thinking. You have to be focused.
Yeah, yeah. There's like definitely the
It's
one
not
with the
something you can do
lady.
while watching the telly. You have to be full attention.
No, I did do one of them while my wife was watching the telly, but yeah, it's good. I like it. You know, you really got to think about it. You know, there's none of them. There were a couple ones. I think definitely the one where the lady is clearing up her garden, about her ex-husband coming to visit or something like that. That one, they had
It
me on
definitely
that one.
deliberately throws a couple of curveballs
Yeah,
at you
that one
to make you
definitely
go,
threw
"Hmm?"
me. Yeah, and I think that one was the one where I really sat down and went, you need to really pay attention to the other stuff that's written down. You know, you're jumping too easily to the path of least resistance,
Yeah.
right? Yes, it fits. That gives you lots of options to put everything into its place, and so you can fall down that trap
Yeah,
of
there's
seeing something
definitely.
that.
It gives you more words than you need to solve the puzzle. So there's always so you can obviously get it wrong. So
Yeah, which I did many times. But yeah, so I put in a good few hours for sure. I'm a little bit burned on it for now, but I've no desire to uninstall it. I'll come back and just play a little bit more when I feel like it. I'd like to keep pushing through it. So.
yeah, I don't think you don't certainly lose the skills to complete the game. It's not one of those where you like get out of the habit. Like
No.
you just when you switch it on, you need to be like, I'm going to be concentrating now.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, right? This
Yeah.
week is it's been one of those weeks where I switch it on and I go, I am not devoting any brain time to this right now.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered.
It's like it could be good for some people, just completely take you out of whatever shit you're going on in your life. You're like, I'm just going to give this my full attention, and everything else in my head is just going to drift away while I just focus on these puzzles.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd already done that
Yeah.
before my shit.
But it's good. And I did fire it up. Did I fire it up this morning? I think I did fire it up this morning for 5 or 10 minutes just to have a look. And I realized the scenario. I mean, it was stupid. I fired it up at when I woke up.
While you're
basically.
making your
And it's
breakfast or something.
Yeah, I gotta go to work, right? Who am I kidding? I'm gonna play a level on this before I gotta go to work. It's not gonna happen. But I like the art style. I really do. It's really, really grown on me. I like it. It's got a certain charm to it. Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's really, really very impressive. So
Good stuff.
and it's nice. Yeah, and it's nice that it was
included
free.
with your Netflix.
Right? Yeah, included with my Netflix. Let's not call it free, but yeah. So that's good. So yeah, that's Rise of the Golden Idol. I will report back on that hopefully.
Well, so hopefully you continue to enjoy, because I think could be in a list this year. Who knows?
Oh, forgot about lists.
Yeah, they're coming up soon, I imagine. Right. Well.
All right. That leaves just
I've
you
got-
then, I think.
I got
Have you got anything else on your list, Pilch?
Oh, I was just making a list of what I've actually played. But as soon as he said list games this year, only because I just counted.
It's just got like 10 games on it that you've just talked about today.
No.
Any of those
1, 2, 3.
Blop 6 is obviously going to be number 1.
Well, of course it fucking is. But so I just
Modern Warfare 3 will be number 2.
I did play that this year, but it didn't come out this year. Anyway, so just quickly, other than Blops, obviously, which I played 200 hours in 6 weeks. Has it been out?
Is it that long?
Right. Yeah, 25th of October. Right. So the only games I've played of any note this year is I played Bratato
Oh, yeah.
for 32 hours on Game Pass.
Have you looked at your Xbox year in review?
Not yet. I just looked on Exophase. I played Dead Island 2 for 50 hours. And I played Diablo for 48 hours. They and Blop, so that's 4 games. They're the only games I've played for more than about 20 minutes this year.
Probably more than me.
You don't play anywhere other than Xbox? Nothing on Nintendo?
Oh, Christ. No, that was last year, wasn't it? When did Wonder Seeds or whatever it's called?
Super Mario Wonder. That's probably last year.
That was
that was on
last
last
year.
year's list. Yeah.
So they're the. I mean, I don't even know that. Did they all come out this year? They must have. It doesn't matter. I played them this year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We don't care about that when we do our lists anyway.
But 4 games out of all them games in Game Pass, that is probably a similar amount of what Game Pass has cost me this year.
But yeah, Diablo wasn't included in Game Pass. Well,
Yeah.
it might well be in future.
We played Diablo. I played
How'd I-
Diablo, and I definitely
Yeah,
didn't buy it.
Diablo 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, I played it
Nah.
for 48 hours. Yes.
yeah, I
Not on
played it.
fucking Game Pass.
We talked
it
about it.
is.
Don't you remember?
I-
I know when that woman comes down and all the blood forms her. I really like that
fuck?
beginning of it.
I haven't played that at all.
Why are you shitting me?
I haven't played Diablo 4.
Well, it must have been available somewhere because I played,
I played
it.
Diablo more, but that wasn't this year.
No, Diablo V. That's 4 in it. Diablo 4.
IV, yeah.
Yeah. 48 hours. That wasn't a trial. It must have been free. It's on
Yeah, it
Game
had to be.
Pass.
Had to be because I played it.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe only on. I don't know. PC Game Pass. I can't remember where I played
I
it.
haven't got
Let me
PC Game
see.
Pass.
All right.
So
Well,
I've probably
anyway,
got my money's worth, but it's still. Well, I have got my money's worth because I don't actually pay for it because I get it with one of my.
Diablo 4 is on Game Pass. What the fuck?
Hey,
mate, come on.
he's meant to
pull
be
your
the man,
socks
isn't he?
up. Oh,
He's meant to be the one that keeps this all together.
been
I'll edit
buying
that. I'll
games
edit
this year.
this. I'll edit this bit out.
I've been buying games on Steam this year. Like I've been struggling to do my dailies on Xbox for a while because I just don't fucking play anything on Xbox game. I don't play anything on Game Pass. I keep getting it for nothing, so I just like my son needs it for his online and on the Xbox, but he's not even playing on the Xbox that much more. He plays on his PC loads because he plays Fortnite. All of his mates are on their Xboxes, but he plays on the PC because they can join cross-platform and all that. And he plays Football Manager on the PC, but that is Game Pass.
Do they do cross-platform with mouse and keyboard against controllers?
Possibly, but he doesn't. He plays on a controller. Every game he plays with a controller, but his fucking fingers are just insanely quick.
The amount of people who are now playing mouse and keyboard on Xbox is going up as well.
Oh yeah.
Because it shows up in the lobbies.
Right.
Yeah.
Or could they be coming in from Xbox on PC?
No, it has a picture of a PC
Oh.
or an Xbox, and then next to it, it's got mouse and keyboard next to
I think
whichever one it is.
Like, there's a lot of aim assist. I know it did get reduced, I believe, because it was a little bit obnoxious for the controller people. There was a lot of aim assist.
I turn mine down anyway because I don't like it.
Call of Duty Pro players, they play on controllers. It's all controller because it's an even playing field, so everyone plays controllers on the Call of Duty Pros. But
all right,
dirty controller players. Ugh.
All right, Neil, you want to get us through your last ones here?
Okay, so a couple of iPad things. Sudoku Plus included with Apple Arcade. It's Sudoku on an iPad.
Yeah, what's the plus bit?
It's on an iPad.
Okay.
I think the plus means it's in Apple Arcade, other than I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But you like Sudokus?
Not anymore.
This is a Sudoku game for you. I hadn't played Sudokus for ages, but me and my son were sat in there like playing it together while we were.
Fraser's mastered it, ain't you? You don't.
It's completed it, mate.
I did the Sudoku craze. When the Sudoku craze swept through, I was on board. I did a lot of Sudoku.
Well,
you'll be pleased to know my mum still plays it.
I quite like Sudokus. They're good. It's a good little brain teaser for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good workout.
It's a little bit of mental agility. Keep you getting it going in your old age, you two. And among other things we've downloaded, because Football Manager was on there. He's played loads of Football Manager on the iPad. I played a game called What the Car on my phone. I believe this is a sequel to What the Golf. Do you remember? I didn't play What the Golf.
Yeah.
That was the golf game that got weird. And you would didn't you drag your finger back to make a golf shot, and instead of the ball going, it was like the golfer went or something weird like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't play What the Golf, but I have played What the Car. And that is like you have a car and you have to get from the start of the course to the end of the course. And every level, like the tutorial, you're a car with wheels and you drive to the end. You have to like hold a button to make the car go, and then there's a bottom left of the screen is like a steering wheel you have to move to make the car turn left and right. And then the second level, the car doesn't have wheels anymore, it's got legs. And then the next level, it's got too many legs, and it's just like goes like the legs just go over like a fucking constant. There's about 6 legs, and it just like rolls like a wheel, the whole car. And then it's like bouncing legs or fuck knows what. It's just weird as fuck. It gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. And that's the game, I guess. You get like you've got to get to the end of the course in a certain time. I guess there's a fail state, but most of the first, I don't know, 10, I was getting gold times. And then it starts to get a little bit weird. And I was getting silver times. But it still lets you carry on. But as phone games go, it's alright. It's a bit weird. But, and then it's like, I'm always like, oh, you're playing that stupid car game? Why are you playing that stupid car game? Because it's like, I don't know. It's just weird and stupid, but
It entertains
in
you.
a good way. It's like does a little song every time like you start the level. It's like car with legs, and then it's just the car with legs, and then it's like the next level is like car with too many legs.
This sounds like something I don't need to play.
Well, you know, we've got Apple Arcade. It's there
What
waiting
else
for
is
you.
on there? What else is on there, mate?
Balatro Plus, which is Balatro, but I assume the plus is because it's Apple Arcade. So it's Balatro on the iPad. I ain't played loads. I did have a go. I went, it works okay on the iPad.
Yeah, it really does.
But that's about. I literally played it for. It was a pilch 10 minutes because I played a load of it on the computer. But yeah, and I'm not absolutely addicted like somebody else on the podcast. Although he
I'm
doesn't
not
seem to have talked about it.
I don't. Well, no, I'm not really playing it anymore. I'll
You're
pick it
having a
up and play
break.
it.
You're having a break.
I've rinsed it. To
To be
I've done
fair,
the
you did get
typical-
your money's worth.
Oh yeah.
Did you buy it then?
I bought it all over the place. Yeah.
Bought it on
You've
iPad
not
for like
Apple Arcade.
10 quid or whatever it is.
I bought it on Steam, bought it on iPad, but I also got GeForce Now for 6 months so I could play it on the iPad before it was on the iPad. So I've thrown some money at Balatro, but I got my money's worth.
Yeah, there's quite a lot on the arcade. There's loads of new stuff coming. There's a Sonic fucking game I haven't played or whatever. There's fucking tons of stuff on there now.
It's not a lot of money, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem appealing.
I don't know.
What's
The
that?
Sudoku
Apple
game, I'm sure
Arcade?
it's probably like
Yeah.
a freebie version of the Sudoku game.
I've gone into Apple Arcade a number of times, and it's like it's okay. I think if there's a game you want to play, again, grab Arcade for the month and play it. But you wouldn't want it as a recurring service, I don't think.
I don't even know how much it is. This is
It's
one of
about
those trials where
£6.
It's not much.
this trial is like
£6.
if you cancel the trial during your trial period, you will immediately lose access. It's like,
Yes,
so
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
fucking
Apple do that.
cancel this for the time.
Yeah,
I've got
yeah.
3 months for free. I'm like, well, I ain't cancelling that till like the day
Because
before
they
it ends.
know that even if they get one extra month out of you,
Yeah.
that's £6. If a million
Yeah.
people do that, that's
Yeah.
a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
But yeah, Apple TV, if I get a free trial of that and I cancel it the day after, it runs to the end of the trial.
Yeah.
I get a free
Apple
month's
Music's the same.
worth. Yeah.
Cancel Apple Music, it cancels.
What immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got 3 months of Apple Music, but I'm like, I don't need another music service to start adding to an algorithm somewhere. I've got my music service.
I use Amazon Music, but only because it's on Prime.
But it's not the full
But-
music service in Prime.
No, because you have to pay another about £8.
Yeah.
But it's good enough for what I want it for.
What, the Prime one?
Yeah, the cheap
It
one.
depends on your music tastes. If you're fairly middle of the road Main Street, Prime's going to have a lot of the bases covered.
But I've since found out that Apple Music plays all the radio stations for free.
But it's not free.
It is. If you don't have it. If you don't subscribe, you can still listen to all radio stations.
Oh, yeah,
So
but they're free anyway to
yeah.
listen to.
Yeah, but if you've got it on your Apple CarPlay, and you just say,
Have you not got a
play,
radio in your car?
yeah, but my
Means you
phone's
have
plugged
access to
into it
them on
on
your
Apple
on.
CarPlay.
You look. You pay attention because you are now
Yeah, when you
nosediving
get
fast into the Apple universe,
when you
right?
get yourself a
A
car
car that was
new
made
enough
in
to
the
have
last
Apple
fucking 6
CarPlay,
years.
and you just get in your car and it connects straight to your phone, and it's got all your maps and everything on it. You don't have to go and buy some dodgy
I've just got a car mount
maps.
that I plug I sit my phone
Mhm.
on.
Well, you use your Google Maps and it all comes up, and you say to Siri, "Can you play this radio station?" And she just puts it on for you. You'll be going.
I've got a dude. Well, I assume
What?
it's a dude. He sounds like a dude.
You'll be going. Why the fuck have I got this radio in my car? I don't need it anymore.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Tell
but you
you.
get a
Yeah.
delay, don't you?
Oh, geez, there's no pleasing
I mean,
some
you
people.
get a delay. What sort of a
Yeah, it's
delay?
like streaming stuff. It's always about a minute behind everything that's actually happening. So everyone
What,
else
like
will know the world is already ending, and you'll be a minute behind,
Oh,
blissfully unaware when the bombs go off.
Don't worry about it.
no. Everybody else is also using Apple CarPlay, so they'll be just as behind as you.
What
you
else
could
you
get a
got,
minute
Neil?
head start on everyone else of the escape.
Come on.
I think that's it.
You can outrun the end of the world with your new timing chain.
Not in a
Everyone on
Qashqai, you can't.
Twitch, everyone on Twitch knows that Neil's already had a heart attack, but we're going to find out in a minute's time.
You didn't talk about the Talos principle.
Oh shit! No, I
You
haven't,
can
have I?
play
I thought
some more and
that was
talk
the
about it
main
next week.
game. My main game.
Oh,
Oh
played.
God, you've got a main game right now, dude. This is wrap up time.
it's 11 o'clock.
Right, it won't take that long.
Fuck
Honest.
it, here we go.
Honest
Strap
Scout
yourselves
Sonner.
in.
Watch this. We got 10 minutes of fucking
Right,
yeah,
anyway.
what it's like when
So
you
remember
start
the
it.
Talos principle?
Yes.
A puzzle game where you deflect beams of light and stuff like
See,
that.
this is what you're doing. You talk about the new one. Don't talk about the old one.
Well, this is the old one, but it's the new one.
Pilch, help me out here. We gotta keep him on track.
You basically do the same stuff. You remember Portal, and then Portal
No.
2,
Yes.
and like how Portal 2 just
You've been
had
listening to the Seal podcast.
all
You can
stuff.
get us on.
had all the stuff that was in Portal, but then just like built on it for Portal 2. Well, this is kind of the same thing. They're like, all of the stuff that you knew from the first game is here, and now we're going to just start adding some new stuff for the second game. And alongside all of that, there's a much bigger story stuff going on, which I'm not sure I like.
Oh.
Because, I mean, I like it, but there's a point where you're like, I just want to get to the next puzzle. I'm in puzzle mode. I want a puzzle. You froze by the look of it for me.
I can't tell if Fraser's froze.
No, he does that. He does that.
He's given up
Annoying,
there.
isn't he?
As soon as somebody says they're frozen, I like sit still.
Anyway, so Talos Principle 2, there's much more emphasis on talking to other fucking humans.
My God.
And a lot of running a bit more distance between all of the puzzles and things like that. And people talking to you in your ears while you're running between puzzles. Which is all right. I know it's interesting. But I like doing puzzles. And I'm not so bothered about the story. So I just want to get to the next puzzle. Because the puzzles are good and interesting and make you think. And that's what I like. And there's definitely times where I'm like, already it's quite early and I'm like, I need to do this, and this. I know what I need to do, but actually getting to everything in the right spot to make it work is what is the puzzle. And that's like
Right.
So I like it. But I'm not so keen on the chit chat shit that's going on.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the puzzles are worth it. So
I thought you had played this already.
No, I bought it ages ago and never got around to it because I was like, when I start this game, because this is what happened in the first game. It's like it's like, oh, I'll start this game, and then just like That's all I
You're
played for like
obsessed
a
with-
week.
Yeah, you're obsessed with it. Yeah.
And I finished it when I was like, I don't want to just be like start it and then not have the time to really get on with it. But the reason I started this game is because I bought 2 new games in the Steam sale, which I haven't started. So I was like, I need to start playing my old games that I bought in the last Steam sale. So I was like, let's play this one then. Get on with this. But yeah, it feels like it's going to be a longer game than the first one. There's much bigger areas to explore, and it does look a lot nicer. The graphics have definitely taken a big step up in terms of like it's got all of the new technologies and stuff, the DLSS and all that nonsense to like make it look a lot nicer, without making your PC sound like it's going to explode. So I like it mostly. Too much chit chat. Hey ho, I'll put up with it because the puzzles are good.
Right.
So that is it. How long was that?
Too long. Right. Let's go.
So you got to do Dave's bit, have you?
Huh? No.
We
Coach, you can do Dave's
go
bit.
to sealpodcast.com.
I haven't got it written down. Stillpodcast.com.
Make it up. It's all right.
We've got Twitter, but we don't do that anymore.
No,
We've
it's
got
on.
Blue
Twitter.
Sky.
Twitter's
No
done.
one gives a shit about that. Watch us on Twitch. Sometimes we stream. Sometimes we do some stuff on YouTube. We've got a Discord. Link is probably somewhere.
I think I
don't
pinned that
fucking
on
know.
Blue Sky actually. Pinned it on Blue Sky and it's on Twitch and YouTube.
Who
And
was in the?
It's still pinned on Twitter, but
Who
Who
was
in
on
the chat?
Who was in the chat?
Mint Safe
I'm gonna
said
guess.
early. Oh, I've
Mint
already
Safe.
given away one of them. Bit of a spoiler there. Go on. What are you going to guess?
Mint Safe. He was in it.
Wow, did you know that?
Ian from America. He
No, he
was in
wasn't
it. Saying howdy
If he
doody
was,
everybody.
he was only
Thanks
lurking.
for
He didn't
Blue
chat.
Sky and me.
Arnie was in
Oh.
there, wasn't he? I know
Yes,
that.
Arnie did a sub again. Thank you very much, Arnie.
I
Thanks,
bet
Arnie.
Dave was in there.
32 months in a row. Dave must be having a good time at his do because he hasn't been in the chat tonight. So,
He's getting hammered.
He's wankered, isn't he? He's
You know
getting
it. You
fucking
know
wrecked.
it.
you reckon they've got money behind the bar? It's a proper corporate
Oh
deal
yeah.
where
course,
you don't
yeah.
have to buy. If he is, it could be a messy night.
Depends how he takes on the corporate dues. See, I used to have a rule: never get hammered at corporate dues.
I wish I
stuck
had that
to it.
rule.
Yeah, no, I stuck to that one. It was too risky. I used to always drive
You
to
haven't
them.
got that role anywhere.
Where? Who? Neil?
Yeah.
So I'll tell
Wish
you
he
about
had
the
that
time.
role.
Little quick story for you. We went out on a
Story
work
time.
stew. We were all going out for a curry as a management team. This is back in the old days when I was a manager.
Ooh, nice.
Like just a store, like, I don't know, 10 or 12 people or whatever. One of my friends, who was the bakery manager, Bernie, let's call him Bernie. That's his real name.
Did he burn the bread very often?
Well, no, he didn't. He was better than that. What he did do was burn through the pints extremely quickly. So me and him went to the pub together, just the two of us, before we were all going for a curry as a management. And as I said, he liked to burn through the pints. And me, being a twat, likes to keep up with people who are doing rounds with.
Oh, so it was him who was burning through the pints, but you were just keeping up with him.
Yes. So we both burned through 6 pints in 1 hour. And I was like, that was quite quick drinking for me. 6 pints in an hour is probably quite quick drinking for a lot of people.
6 pints is a lot in an hour.
Yes, isn't it? So
I don't know. I don't
for the
drink.
curry, when we went to the curry, obviously it's curry. You order beer, and then you have to wait for your food. I don't know how many
You
beers.
pretty much got to be wankered by that point.
I was wankered, full on wankered, and I ordered a jalfrezi, chicken jalfrezi, and it turned up, and I just looked at it, and I was like, I don't know if I can eat that, because it was basically no chicken and just chilies everywhere. And then I took one mouthful, and I was just like, fuck me, my head is exploding. That is so fucking hot. But I carried on eating because I was like, I need to eat some food. I wasn't that hammered, but I couldn't fucking finish it. So I just then obviously it was so spicy. I had to get more beer. And I must have had like 10 or 12 pints. I was a fucking mess. Absolute mess. And I had to apologise to the store manager the next day. In fact, I think I might have had. I think I might have had to have the next day off sick because I was that fucked.
Beautiful.
And then I had to apologise to the store manager. I was like, I'm really sorry for my behaviour the other night. I honestly don't have a remember anything at all about what happened, but I know I was a dickhead. She was just a bit like, Thankfully,
Lovely.
she wasn't there much longer. That's the good thing about them. They always fuck off quite sooner or later.
Talking
Oh,
of
that's all
food,
right.
I'm going Bodine's on Sunday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going work Sunday. Ooh.
All right. Well, I'm talking of food. I gotta go eat. So that's it. Pilch, good to see you again. Welcome anytime, of course. Neil, thank you for coming back.
Good to be
hopefully
back.
everything is working out. Yep, it's all good. Dave, we miss you. We'll see you next week. And thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for maybe. Thanks everyone for listening.
Thanks for Arnie for subbing.
Yeah. Thanks, Arnie. We'll catch up with
Now
you
I've
soon.
got to do the tax interview.
Yeah. Thanks, Neil.
Maybe I'll leave that till tomorrow.
That's what I said. It never got done.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Then we'll catch up with you next week. Take care.
See you soon.
Bye.